following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
All right, lads, how's this? Oh, crap. I forgot to hit record.
We're off to our trademark start.
Like I just sat down.
Damn it.
Who the f- starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Damn it.
Our tires might be flat already. So
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to hit the button. Oh, I'm so glad it happened like 2 seconds ago instead of like 45 minutes in that I would lose my mind.
Yes, then we'd have to really throw you out the back of the bus.
Yeah.
No, just throw them at the window. The window's
window?
easy.
Okay.
No, here's what you need to do.
Is the window up or down while we're doing this?
Down. Hell in a Cell style.
Oh.
Hell in a Cell 1992. Was that refresh my memory? That was Mankind and the Undertaker was 92, right?
92? I don't think so. I think that was 96. You might be thinking of Boiler Room Brawl.
Hold on.
Was one of their first matches. Hell in a Cell was like late 90s, early 2000s, man.
That was 98. King of the Ring pay-per-view, June 1998.
Against The Rock?
Really? No, against Undertaker.
Oh, against Taker. Okay. Yeah, because
that was 98, yeah.
The Mankind versus Undertaker Hell in the Cell was the second one. The first one was Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker.
Yeah, Undertaker created the Hell in a Cell match. That is correct. With that being said, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Department of BS from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. I'm Dan Cruz. This is Seahawks Sessions. Dustin's coming to you from the capital region of Albany, New York. Kevin is coming to you from the great state of Texas. Welcome once again to Seahawks Sessions. You can follow the show wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, Podbean, now on iHeartRadio and Amazon Music as of last week. We also follow the show on TikTok on Staniel Smooth. For clips of the show, YouTube, subscribe at Time to BS Podcast. What else we got here? Twitter at follow us. Just
follow. Just follow.
Just follow us. Just don't stalk us. You know what I mean? You can follow, but don't stalk.
Yeah.
Because that's creepy.
Keep a safe distance away, you know.
That's right.
Maybe say hello once in a while, but please don't stalk.
You know, a hello is good. A wave is good.
And don't get creepy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm having fun with the soundboard.
Oh yeah. You tested it before the show to make it work. How could you get access to such great content as that? Join our Patreon that doesn't exist.
Onlyfans.com/SandelSmooth. Like, follow, share, subscribe to the show. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, we are now officially going back to live streaming, so engage in the comments. Be nice. Mm-hmm. Be nice, you people.
That's right, especially if you're coming at us from Reddit, because there's some people over there who don't know what nice means.
Reddit's just an interesting place.
Yeah.
It is.
We don't talk about Reddit a whole lot, but Seahawks Reddit might be worse than Seahawk Twitter, and that says a lot.
I don't follow Seahawk Reddit. What I do follow is there's a Reddit Stratocaster, and it's all about Fender Strats, and people are just posting pictures of their Fender Strats there and trying to identify them. It's a very wholesome community there.
Okay.
Wholesome in Reddit? That's interesting. You never hear this. In this economy? Engage in the comments. Be nice. We got a few people joining in.
Awesome.
But for starters, we will begin with the Smooth Report. So with that being said, join me. This is the Smooth Report, our weekly news section here on Time to BS. I bring you all sorts of nonsense chaos all the time. We start off in Cincinnati, where the Bengals have finally come to terms on a contract for not Trey Hendrickson, but Shamar Stewart. The first-round pick of Texas A&M has finally come to terms on a 4-year rookie contract. Thus, all draft picks have signed their official rookie contracts. All that for Cincinnati to still be utter bull bleep on defense.
Trey's holding out. That's not ending anytime.
That's right. Let's get on the horn. First and third round picks. Get them over here.
The Dallas Cowboys and defensive end Micah Parsons have not come to close to a contract agreement, and the discussions of a trade could be incoming. Parsons can make as much as over $35 million per year on his next deal. Parsons has made his frustrations public and known, and of course, Cowboys Supreme Overlord Jerry Jones has not budged. With that being said, breaking news: Dak Prescott has a new contract extension, 7 years, $70 million per year.
I had to sign him.
Jesus. In a stunning turn of events, the Raiders have released defensive tackle Christian Wilkins a year after signing a 4-year, $110 million contract. Wilkins has been rehabbing a foot issue for some time and has since filed an injury grievance against Las Vegas. Also, the Raiders signed Jamal Adams, who has now been placed on season-ending injured reserve with injured feelings.
Oh, man.
And finally, termites can produce over 20 million tons of methane gas every year. This has been the Smooth Report.
Wow.
Oh, man.
What a way to end that particular segment right there.
Yeah. I love your newscaster voice, man. You got it.
I've been trying to find a way to get that thing going for like a couple years.
How did you get Jerry Jones to respond in real time though during the Smooth Report?
He likes this particular segment. I've got that on good authority.
Yeah.
Why is that, Dustin? Why do you think that is?
Why? Because that's why.
I love this program sometimes. I really do. You know who else doesn't love this program because he's no longer with us? Hulk Hogan.
Oh man. Oh jeez, what a segue. Oh man.
I got the jokes, the memes that were coming out of this were hilarious. First of all, we're not celebrating death here. We're not celebrating the loss of any life.
Yeah. But
the content, the jokes have been nothing short of hilarious. My personal favorite one is that Hulk Hogan couldn't even in death. Hogan could not put any Ozzy Osbourne over for more than 48 hours.
Oh man,
that was funny.
Oh man,
really funny.
So did you see the one? Did you see the one about? You remember, gentlemen? I will explain this before I. So Bam Margera, Hulk Hogan. 7 years ago, he thought Bam had died, and he tweeted out something like, "I'd love to hang out with you again, brother. Miss you." And Bam Margera under the tweet replied to it, and he's like, "Hey, I miss you too, but I'm still alive." And then Hulk Hogan passed away, and Bam Margera tweeted the same picture and said, Hulk Hogan, and he said, "I miss you, brother. Love to hang out." And I'm
long-term storytelling.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So we all know that death comes in threes, right? Because, one of the guys from the Cosby Show passed away recently. Ozzy Osbourne passed away, and Hulk Hogan passed away. So Hulk Hogan is officially the third man.
Well, the fourth man is Chuck Mangione.
Yeah.
No one got that joke?
Oh, I got the joke. I know.
The NWO.
Yes, he's the third man. Mabel was rumored to be the third man. That's not true. But thanks. I get that, but you got the third man. You got okay.
Anarchy.
Yeah.
It's delightful. It's just we're obviously Hulk Hogan's impact on the wrestling, on pop culture as a whole, from the early '80s going forward.
Absolutely.
He's responsible. He's single-handedly responsible.
Absolutely. We'd have no Rock. We'd have no Marine if it wasn't for him.
He's responsible
for better or worse
for a 2-decade-long wrestling boom. Yeah. He's also responsible for one of the worst films ever made. Who?
Oh yeah, you do it pretty good. You do it as good as Ryan does it. Ryan does it. He gets like the facial expression.
I'm gonna get Joe Hendry involved in here.
It gets. Oh man, that one took me. That Joe Hendry was eerie, man. Oh man, that's great.
The chair helps.
Yeah, but I will say, and I've talked about it. I've talked about it on previous shows. Whether you love him or dislike him, his impact on the wrestling business and pop culture was huge. I mean, he's the reason that wrestling is where it is today. You cannot argue. You could argue that Vince McMahon is part of the reason, but without Hulk Hogan, Vince's idea wouldn't have worked. Hulk Hogan was the one that Vince strapped the rocket ship to and started the boom. The MTV Rock and Wrestling Connection, all that, everything, the genesis, which would lead to the Attitude Era and all the popularity. Hulk Hogan is the biggest wrestler ever, bar none. He was the one that made wrestling mainstream. Eric Bischoff has mentioned many times that the whole reason he signed Hulk Hogan with WCW is because he knew Hulk Hogan was synonymous with wrestling. When you thought about wrestling, you thought about Hulk Hogan. And I was certainly, when I was a young kid, I bought in. I was if he told me to eat my vitamins, train and say your prayers, I was doing all those things because he told me to. Now, later in life, things got a little more complicated with Hulk Hogan. So,
okay. Regardless of how you view about him as a person, there's no question that the impact of Hulk Hogan is going to remain synonymous. Like the entire 1980s, if Michael Jackson didn't exist, the 80s was Hulk Hogan by far.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah, the only problem with your logic there is he did exist. I'm sorry, it was right there.
You know what?
Well, I didn't suspect that would be busted out quite so soon.
Oh, yeah.
Unnecessary bullshit. 2 minutes in the penalty box. That's a new thing we're doing here on Time DPS. 2 minutes in the penalty box for Dustin. So now he's muted. Hi, everyone. Hi, Mom. It's great. Oh, Jesus. For those listening, Dustin is just muted. For those watching on YouTube, this is a glorious sight. At least giving me such a bad look right now.
No, I unmuted myself. So.
Oh, you little.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Dang it! I thought this was going to work. Dang it, I'm pissed now. We went from Hulk Hogan to the penalty box. Now Dustin has control of everything. It's like, oh, great. Fantastic. We haven't even gotten to a lick of Seahawks discussion. It's gonna be 30 minutes of nonsense. I love it.
This is the way that we roll. We'll have to see if we carry it over into the season. But I have a feeling we'll be a little bit more business in the season. But
2 hour long shows.
If you love
a little more,
yeah. If you love our brand of craziness, follow us for the ride. Come on, hop on in. The water's nice and warm.
Right. It is absolutely.
Have we discussed if this is an airplane or a boat or a train yet?
I think it changes as we go along. Because one week we were in the car, I believe, and then we were on the plane, and then maybe we're on the train this time. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I haven't seen John Candy yet, but he.
God.
Hopefully, I miss John Candy. I think about it.
Yeah.
I think about it in an unreasonable amount. Like
all you have to think about is those aren't pillows.
Yeah.
Everyone loves when Fatty falls down. That's a phenomenal joke right there.
You ever see that? Did either of you guys see the movie John Candy movie? Who is Harold Crumb?
Harry Crumb.
Harry Crumb.
It might sound familiar if I gotta watch it, but
that is a quality program right there.
Yeah, he plays a private investigator, and dresses up. He dresses up in a bunch of costumes, and let's just say some of the costumes would not pass the mustard today. But there's one joke in there that I still laugh about.
Pass the mustard.
He dresses.
Phenomenal description.
He slides down like a heating shaft and out of a vent. And somebody like punches him or something, and he goes, 1,000 apologies for my face hitting your fist. That one got
great.
Me. That one got me.
That's great. That is great. Absolutely phenomenal. I love how it's just says rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. We just haven't talked a lick of Hogan lately.
We talked
a little Hogan. We did talk a little Hogan. So we should add a programming note in this regard. We are officially the whole Time to BS program, with the exception of BS Sessions, is going live.
Okay.
So we will be doing live streams Friday nights, with the exception of this week because thanks Kevin. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm here to help. I'm here to help in any way possible.
I'm just kidding. It's unnecessary jab at Kevin. We adore Kevin here. No, so we were supposed to go live yesterday as of recording on Saturday morning. We were supposed to go live last night. Just scheduling notes happen. It is what it is. What are you gonna do?
And we happen to do the No Credentials Required show on Thursday night.
Yeah.
So that made this possible.
Yes. Yay. Yeah. So
if you haven't watched that particular episode, you need to get busy on it.
Oh, dive into it.
Absolutely.
Because Kevin went ham on the trade deadline. Ryan asked him who's going to be buyers, who's going to be sellers. Kevin covered it all. That's why he's our boy of summer.
Dustin. What was interesting about that? Just shortly after I left the show. And then the breaking news came in that Seattle did in fact made a trade.
They did.
But it wasn't Eugenio Flores, as we talked about on that particular show.
No,
and I think, and just the note in passing, I think that's a better trade for them. I'm just going to throw that in there.
I think if the closet Mariners fan that I am, I think they're going to go after both Suarez and Naylor.
That's possible.
They can do it. They can easily.
And especially since the Yankees got
Ryan McMahon.
That move does not move my needle one iota. I'm just going to throw that in there.
I have a question because there's a resident Yankee fan in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, I forget your Dodgers is right.
Dodgers,
right behind you. That's right. I could probably ask Dustin this question a lot further. Do you think the Yankees are going to do anything until Cashman's gone?
See, I don't necessarily.
This has been a running discussion here on Time to BS for like the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think that Cashman is the problem. Ryan and I have been much more vocal about our issues with Aaron Boone. But Cashman does try to make moves, but this McMahon move, he's a defensive upgrade at third base, which they needed, but
I'm a defensive upgrade at third base, so you're not saying a whole lot with that. So.
Well, that's the thing. They needed a defensive upgrade, and he's Gold Glove caliber. He has gotten Gold Gloves, but the thing is, he strikes out a lot, and he's leaving Colorado, so his numbers are going to go down. I don't like this move at all.
I don't
either. He's hitting like, what was it, 217 or something?
It was like 212, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No, it isn't. And his strikeout rate is unbelievably high.
Yeah.
And that's not going to play well in Yankee Stadium.
No, and for a Yankees offense that is
home run or die.
prone to slumping. When they're hot, they're good, but it always seems like, and I could be called an ignorant Yankee fan, but when they're hot, it's good, but it always seems like a lot of the Yankees' key hitters go into slumps at the same time. And then
Carlos Stanton.
Yeah.
I love that trade. I still do, but like, good Lord.
Even Judge is prone to big slumps. It can happen.
Especially at the wrong time when it comes to Judge.
By the way, Judge is batting, 300 right now?
Yeah, I think so.
He was hitting over 400 at one time.
He was hitting over 400 at one time. It's just last bit of baseball discussion we'll get to before we get to some Seahawks.
Right. Yeah, we tease Seahawks, so we might want to return.
So the Yankees' issue by far is the fact that they are live and die by the home run.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Live and die by the home run.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a right-handed hitter in Yankee Stadium, that's not the play.
Mm-hmm.
Left-handed hitter, you're fine. Right-handed, it's Grand Canyon out there.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. Last non-baseball discussion before we move on.
Or
non-football discussion before we transition to Seahawks talk. So I have this 2011 iMac. I think I've told you this story before. It runs okay, but the only issue is I have the MacBook in front of me. It's a brand new MacBook that I've had for a year now. And I also have a DVD drive, a USB DVD drive for this thing.
Okay.
But it's like my weird issue I have with it is like I want to find a way to use this iMac. But you know what I mean? It's like I'm going to wear crossroads here, but the MacBook does everything I want it to do.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and the only other thing I would say, and I'm not a professional IT person. Sometimes I end up one at my day job. You know, I've been known to fix a thing or two, but I'm not a professional. But the only thing I would say with your 2011 MacBook, do you connect it to the internet to run the show, right?
Every now and then, but the MacBook runs everything.
Okay. So you're good. But the 2011 MacBook, the big risk, it'll run because you've got your version of OS X on there or Mac OS. But if you try to upgrade that thing, it's not going to work. It's going to cause havoc with a lot of your programs. And if you connect it to the internet, the older a computer is, the bigger the risk of connecting it to the internet becomes, because the operating systems aren't getting security patches anymore. It's not supported anymore. So what I would do with that 2011 MacBook, were it me, is I would download a version of Linux and run like Linux on it, because that MacBook will run Linux fine, and you can get versions of Linux that will update and do everything. Now, the software support isn't as good for Linux, and there's a bit of a learning curve, but that's what I would do if you want to still use that 2011 MacBook or iMac.
I'm thinking about it, but like at the same point, like the other big reason why I had it before I got the DVD drive was for playing DVDs on this thing. So
yeah, you could turn it into like a Plex server. I don't know. There's some things we could talk after the show.
I might use it. I might not, but who knows?
Yeah. That all might as well have been Swahili over here.
Wow, what a reference there! Jeez. Wow. All right. With that being said, before we get to Seahawks talk, we do need to go to a mandatory advertising break because, you know, this show ain't free. So when we return from our ad break, we will get to Seahawks talk, and we will start off with a particular set of quarterbacks in this discussion. So with that being said, we'll be right back. And Hector, take it away, because this show ain't free.
This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast, here to tell you guys about Canada Dips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip, using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canada CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com. Once again, BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canadips for being a great partner of Belly Up Sports.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Use the promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off your order at Canadips.com. They got some sweet flavors over there, so highly suggest you check it out. If you don't believe me, go talk to Jared, because Jared from the Corner Booth Pod, he is a slayer of candidate products. So, with that being said, we do have some Seahawks discussion to get to. We will begin, though, with a move that did happen earlier in the week. The Seahawks did release tight end Noah Fant after 3 seasons. He technically was the last. Well, not anymore because Drew Lock is back. But
yeah,
we're not counting that. Oh, go ahead.
Sure. So Noah Fant were released after 3 seasons in Seattle. After 4 seasons, 3 seasons, 3 seasons in Seattle.
Yeah.
His statistics, speaking, are not particularly great when you look at tight end standards.
No,
but he was effective for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I bring this up more and more is because the Seahawks have historically been known during like mid to late summer to make a move.
Mm-hmm.
Sheldon Richardson, Jamal Adams, they have made moves in the past after some, contractual releases or whatever. And the rumor that's been floating around is, hey, Trey Hendrickson?
Yeah, I mean,
Dustin, start with you. What do you think?
So it's funny because a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, we did the 3 years after 3, reflecting on the Russell Wilson trade. And if we go back to that trade, the piece that I was most excited about coming in was Noah Fant, because he was becoming a star for the Broncos, and I thought that it would be better. The Noah Fant tenure in Seattle would be better, but we kind of, I think we've all talked on the show. We kind of saw this coming when they drafted Arroyo, and then you have been very vocal about your love of Barner. So, and the rumors that they were going to use multiple tight end sets, and you're thinking, where does Noah Fant sit into this? But I think you're right. They're prepping for something. They're trying to free up space to make an acquisition. And I mean, I'm hoping against hope it's Trey Hendrickson. I don't know I don't know if they can get it done. But I thought Noah Fant would be a little more of an impact in Seattle, but he just didn't seem to be used all that much. It was surprising to me after going and getting him. But I think you're right. I think they are freeing up space for a move, but I don't know what it is. Like I said, I hope it's Trey Hendrickson, but who knows?
It might be, but again, it's one of those who knows kind of situations. Kevin, what do you think?
Well, at first I was kind of like, because we've talked about how Clint Kubiak likes his tight end, so I thought maybe they might keep him. But then you look at that if he didn't have such a high cap figure and all that, he might have stuck around. But his production did not measure up what he was being paid. Mm-hmm. And from everything I've seen so far, Arroyo is active in camp. He's prepared. They're talking positively about how he's prepared. And if he can do that, and because we know he can catch the pass,
he's a good receiver.
He's a very good receiver, but his blocking, for lack of a better term, just isn't there.
No.
And the other guys, they're all strong blockers. All the rest of the guys, Barner and Saubert and all of them are strong blockers. So maybe he doesn't need to be that great of a blocker, but he at least needs to be serviceable. And so once they got Arroyo, we should have saw the writing on the wall. And I think I don't know, a move might be happening, but this dropping of him has nothing to me to do with any kind of future considerations. They just thought they had a good enough tight end room to be able to move on from him.
Yeah, which it's happened before.
It has happened before, and if I can make a prediction, he'll be in Miami. Noah Fanta.
He worked out. Who did he work out for recently? Was it the Saints?
It might have been them, but I don't know. That's a fit. They've already got. I don't know about that, but Miami has a guy who's, I think at one time was officially declared dead.
Oh, jeez.
That was falsely reported, but
oh man, according to
wow. So anyway, so that's got nothing to do with Seahawks, but I think that this it would be great if the Seahawks could actually figure out how to use a tight end, because they just have never been able to do that.
Even Jimmy Graham.
Yeah,
even Jimmy Graham, as great as he was. Yeah, right?
Yeah, say what you want.
So
if they could not screw up Arroyo, that would be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be great, because you've had I remember thinking, and I'm going to go back here, but I remember thinking John Carlson was going to be amazing, and the Seahawks just never, out of Notre Dame, I believe, and they never really figured him out, and he went on to the Vikings later in his career. Or was it Cardinals? I couldn't remember, but one of the teams kind of unlocked him a little bit. So you're right, Kevin. The Seahawks seem to have a problem figuring out what to do with tight ends. Kobe Parkinson, he did well in his time for the Seahawks.
He was good.
I liked him, but according to Seahawks Wire, this is interesting. Posted a day ago. Tight end Noah Fant to work out with none other than the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus. Since he's a mess.
Offensively, I'd take their roster. Defensively, they're not going to do anything.
Whatever.
No, it's great that Stewart came in, but that's not the whole answer for them. If they don't bring in and figure out what they're doing with Hendrickson, it's going to be bad.
He will command for sure. I mean, if he doesn't get a contract for Cincinnati, which he's holding out,
he left the state.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, he left Ohio.
Well, so did Stewart. He went clear to Texas, and he was hanging out with his old A&M buddies and all that. And I knew that was a move that wasn't going to go anywhere, because he was a first-round pick. And if he went back to college, that would not happen again.
Yeah.
And so hopefully, apparently he's got some counselors who got something on the ball and got him so that he's making first-round money, because it wasn't going to happen otherwise.
No, it was the guarantees, but also was an injury clause that prevented him from wanting the contract with Cincinnati, because Cincinnati is notoriously cheap.
Yeah.
Notoriously cheap. We speaking of defensive lineman of Trey Hendrickson, Christian Wilkins got released.
This was surprising me.
Stunning.
Yeah. When you posted this, because a peek behind the curtain, we the three of us have a chat going on Twitter that we post updates in on time. Although I'm usually later than Dan and Kevin, I can't beat them. Can't beat them to the punch. But when you posted this, I was kind of surprised, because to me, it seems like he would be the type of player that Pete Carroll wants on the team.
He's disruptive.
Yes. I didn't think that the Raiders would get rid of him, but you said in the news segment at the top of the show, the BS report, was it that there was something to do with injuries? And he's filing a grievance because they
That's
feel
right. He disagrees with their doctors.
Okay, that's what it is. I'm sorry.
That's what it is. And so, if before anybody makes a move on him, we got to get the full, absolute, true story. Is his foot okay or is it not?
Yeah.
Who knows?
If the foot's okay, I'd take him for the pass rush for sure.
Right, absolutely, because disruptive is a great word when we're talking about defensive linemen.
Yes.
And so if he's that way, and I can't remember, the Raiders were saying his foot was better than it was. Is that what the issue is, or was it the other way around?
There was something going on with his foot, to my knowledge, and the Raiders didn't. It had something to do with like guarantees in his contract that weren't going to pay it.
Right. So they were saying that something was wrong with his foot. And he's saying it's not. Isn't that pretty much what it is?
Which, okay. The Raiders, like Cincinnati, have been known to be historically cheapskates.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Despite the fact they're in Vegas, which is about as excessive as you can possibly get.
Mark Davis.
That haircut is an abomination.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, God. But, like, Mark Davis, historically speaking, is nothing like his father.
Yeah.
Nothing like Al Davis. Al Davis would have found a way to get this to work. Say what you want about Grandpa Al Davis and how much of a notorious SOB he was to the NFL.
Yeah.
But he did business well for his players. He did right by his players.
And as a fan, you couldn't care less what kind of battles he had with the NFL.
No.
Yeah.
He treated his guys right.
Right. And, of course, I'm not a fan, never could be a fan.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's absolutely impossible if you're, a Seahawk guy. It's more possible now that they're in a, completely different conference and all that. But
yeah, but I still have a dislike for the Raiders. I know what you're talking about. I didn't mean to jump in here, but I think so. At the end of Al Davis's tenure with the team, you could argue he had lost the plot. He had lost the plot starting in like the early 2000s, I'd say.
He did, but
before that, you cannot argue about his impact on the game. Al Davis was a former commissioner of the AFL. He was a thorn in the side of the NFL, and specifically Commissioner Pete Rozelle at that time, threatening to move the team to Irwindale and all this stuff. You knew that wasn't going to happen, but Al Davis has a football mind. He was really the one to push forward the acceptance of the deep ball. The Raiders love to do that. The problem was that Al Davis, his way of thinking with the NFL was kind of left in the 70s and 80s.
Bombs away, Daryl LaMonica. Yep.
Yeah. So that's I think why Raiders fans got so mad at the end and apoplectic. But I don't know enough about Mark Davis and how he runs the team.
Nothing like
because he can't get, as you mentioned, you can't get past that hair. So you just can't pay any attention to anything he says.
All the thoughts just stop at the haircut. You're like, nope.
But
turn back. We messed up.
But I haven't known much about this situation. But like I said, I was shocked because they just signed him to, what was it? You said a 4-year extension or something? A 4-year deal?
A year ago, he signed with the Raiders from Miami for a 4-year, $110 million contract, which is like, for a defensive tackle of his caliber, is insane. But when you think about it, but he was worth it. Mm-hmm. He was absolutely worth it from Miami. But the fact that he's available now, and we're talking about like, okay, first of all, their nose tackle depth for Seattle is not great. It's not. It's Jonathan Hankins, Riley Mills, who's the Notre Dame draft pick who they got from this past April's draft, right? Did I get the name right, Kevin?
That's right.
Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
And that's it. That's it. That is literally it. And Christian Wilkins is a natural nose tackle who plays like a defensive end. Is scary.
Okay.
Scary.
Like I said, I need his foot report. Okay? If it passes muster, get him signed up.
Which leads to the Seahawks medical team, because
yeah,
they would not have signed Cooper Kupp if
That's
he
right.
wasn't 100% healthy.
That's right, and
That's
that's
a
one
fair
of the
point.
reasons. That's right. That's one of the reasons why I'm in big in the Cooper camp. Coming into this year, he's going to be huge.
He's looked solid.
He's looked solid, and I am absolutely in on Cooper Kupp.
If Christian Wilkins does sign here, and Kevin, he is one of your Clemson guys. From that national title.
There's Clemson right behind me, just in case you're wondering.
From the national title win, who destroyed Alabama.
Which I'm absolutely down with, by the way.
If he signs with Seattle, that just solidifies their entire defense.
Well, if they do that, then do they still go after Hendrickson?
He's that good.
That's what I'm saying. If they
will they go after
then
Hendrickson? I don't. Here's the thing: you have an opportunity to get Christian Wilkins essentially for free,
without having to trade anything. That's right.
Yeah, Hendrickson. The only problem with Hendrickson is that he's 31, and you would need to sign him to at least 25 million per year.
Yeah, right. And if he had that, he wouldn't be. We wouldn't be talking about it.
Which the Seahawks do not do.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, he's going to command a significant price because, correct me if I'm wrong, but was he not last year's sack leader in the NFL?
17 and a half.
You would be correct. You would be correct. And so if they can get Wilkins and
why not?
Pony up a few bucks, I'll throw in a 5 or a 20 to help, get him signed up if that's what it takes.
And I feel, I don't know how you both feel, gentlemen, but I feel like Mike Macdonald, my faith in Mike Macdonald as we enter into year 2 is increasing by the day.
Oh my God.
I feel like he will, if everything falls into place and we find out, and sorry, I did there. If the Seahawks find out that Christian Wilkins is healthy and he wants to sign here, it'd be amazing because I have no doubt that Mike Macdonald will figure out a way to use him effectively.
That's right. Just like he's going to figure out what he's doing with Eamon Yori.
Yes. Yep. Don't be surprised if he's at linebacker, people. I'm telling you, they'll find a way to get him on the field.
They will.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, if Justin Madubuike, who was the nose tackle for the Ravens for a number of years when Mike Macdonald was there in Baltimore as a DC, Christian Wilkins might be better than him.
Okay. I will take your word on that.
It might be. Not 100% sure, but there is
a
might.
In the conversation, that's good enough for me.
Yes. So, Christian Wilkins, get your ass over here.
That's right.
Is that Dusty Rhodes coming in?
My wallet, which is a Seahawk wallet, by the way.
I know you showed us the wallet last week. That's a great wallet.
That's right. I think there's a 10 in there right now.
Oh, nice.
So I would bust that out to help bring in Christian Wilkins if that's what it takes. So let's get this done.
Christian, you better get your huckleberry pie here, boy. About to let a bionic on you like I did Hulk Hogan in 1982.
I'm telling you right now, Hulkamania was running wild, but I'll tell you. Oh, geez.
I crossed the line, but you crossed the line. I'll tell you what, I'm about to cross that line before you put that leg drop on me.
I'm going to hit you with the elbow before you can get that leg drop on me.
I'm about to give the beat into you like I did Ric Flair those many years ago.
I'm going to lay it into you worse than I did Ric Flair. I'm telling you right now.
When it comes to Hulk Hogan, the first line I remember him saying is, "I'm coming for you, Balboa."
Oh yeah, because he was in Rocky. Was it 3?
I think it was Rocky 2. 3. I think it was Rocky 2 or 3.
It was 3.
It was 3. Okay, that's right.
And he was Thunder Lips.
Yeah.
Which, you have to have a secure, sense of self to go by a name like that. So
yes.
Thunder Lips and out of context is very interesting.
Yes, it is. I do have, and I remember this. I don't know if you ever heard this story, but this, according to Hulk Hogan, okay, so we have to put that in there. but he had the same agent as George Foreman. And as we've gone over,
God, is this one of the lies he tells?
Well, this is the thing. We don't know. So
I should have gone. I got the phone call. That was going to be the inventor of the Foreman grill, but George Foreman took it for me.
He said he that's exactly what he said. He claimed that he did not get the message. He was out with his wife at the time, Linda. They were on the beach, whatever. Hulk Hogan got the juicer, and George Foreman got the grill.
So, okay, if you want a complete story of Hulk Hogan's lies over the decades,
oh man,
there's no better story. There's no better storyteller than Jim Cornette in this regard.
Oh,
he on and on for 45 minutes, but the lies that he told, like, oh yeah, I worked 370 days a year between the States and Japan because of the time difference. I'm like, first of all, that theoretically does not make a lick of dang sense. But anyway,
have you ever seen Hogan's matches in Japan? Though it's weird. They're
great. They're great.
Yeah,
he was a better worker in Japan than we gave him credit to. He really was.
Yeah, he was. But,
before we go to break, we do need to discuss the quarterbacks because we did tease it. So Sam Darnold has shined, but so has Jalen Milroe.
He has.
This is the thing. Yes,
looking good. Looking good is a quote that I heard about him. Looking good, and so at this point in camp, I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
In practice.
I saw him throw a pass that that Elijah Arroyo happened to catch, and it was a dart that just hit him right in the hand. So,
oh man,
I have a prediction.
Okay, predict.
So I think we're going to see Milroe start sooner than we think.
There's certainly history for that.
Which there is a lot of history for that.
Yeah.
The only reason the reason why I say this is because of the gigantic question mark that is Sam Darnold.
Yes.
I think Sam Darnold is going to be. He's going to be fine.
I think Sam's going to be fine also.
And I think that's an upgrade over Geno Smith.
It is the more we. Oh, jeez, we'll get to the national media at the end of the show because
yeah.
But because it's ridiculous that how I understand historically speaking, Sam Darnold's career has not been great. He had one great season in Minnesota,
but he had a great season. What did Geno Smith have when he came to the Seahawks?
Okay, so to continue discussion of Jalen Milroe, the thing that Jalen Milroe has that Sam Darnold does not is wheels.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Milroe can run.
Well, you got that right. And so this 1 year deal with Sam Darnold, I think, is the key to this.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolute key. Sam Darnold better light the world on fire.
Which, by the way, everything is going, and it looks like we have the starting five of the offensive line. It's going to be Cross, Zabel, Oluwatimi at center, Christian Haynes at right guard, and Abe Lucas at right tackle. That's what it's probably going to be at week 1 against San Francisco.
If that line can stay healthy, I take that line. It's it's
Absolutely.
better than we've had. It's better than we've had in a long time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Given what that the Seahawks have had,
Yep.
Ever since Russell Wilson was still there.
And they got 4 good backs, but I am on the Kenneth Walker train.
And that's not to go off to an aside because I saw this thing just yesterday. Was it yesterday? Saying that they were talking about players that are overrated. Kenneth Walker was on that list.
Sure.
Which I absolutely reject.
Yep.
Absolutely reject that. I think I've said this on 2 shows now. Kenneth Walker is due for a huge.
He's due for a breakout season. He really
breakout season. It's his last year of his contract. He wants to make bank, and if only way he's going to do that is if he's strong on the field. So
he's got to stay healthy too. He's
got to stay healthy, which has been an issue. I know that, but I think he's going to be healthy, and I know he's got all these guys behind him. You know, we've talked about that. Kenneth Walker if you're in fantasy football, I'm down with Kenneth Walker.
If also on the sneaky players discussion, speaking of Kenneth Walker and like due for a sneaky season, Torrey Horton has really shined in practice.
He
also,
has.
Their 6th-round pick from Colorado State, 6th-round pick, 5th-round pick,
5th, I believe.
One of their what? What was the 5th-round pick?
5th.
Okay, Torrey Horton from Colorado.
No credentials is not the only one that can do live research.
We have been very high on him, Kevin. You and I.
Right.
You were the first one to tell me that was like Torrey Horton is going to shock people for how quick he is.
Yeah, I remember that episode that I was not on, where you guys broke down the draft. You were both very high on him, and I will be candid. You both know more about college football than I ever. I don't watch it. It's the one hole in my game, and Ryan has been vocal. He's trying to get me to watch it. You both had mentioned it, but I want my Saturdays free. But
I'm not with you. I'm with you on that one. I'm not going to disagree with you on that one.
Yeah. Okay, but the thing,
real live research, 5th round pick, I was correct.
Okay, 5th round pick.
Points.
All right.
Points for Kevin.
That's right.
Points for Kevin.
To go back, I hope he does make an impact and go in, because you need, in my opinion, you need that 3rd option, because you're gonna have hopefully Cooper Kupp is healthy and he shines, and then we know what Jackson Smith and Jigba can do. But Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he still doesn't get it done.
He's their 4th option.
Yeah.
No.
He's their 4th or 5th option.
No.
So they need somebody to step up into that 3rd option role, and I hope it could be this kid.
I hope it's Torrey Horton, or the best would be Jake Bobo.
Oh man, Jake Bobo, the fans would be off the charts. I mean, the Bobo jerseys are already a good seller. They'd be flying off the shelves.
I don't blame you on that one, regardless. But we do need to get to quick break. But when we do come back, Dustin's Jukebox makes a glorious return, and we will also reveal our top 12 Seahawks of all time, to continue with the theme of the 12th man and stuff like that. But
yes, great idea.
So we will be right back after a word from Righteous Felon Beef Jerky.
This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of Belly Up Sports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BELLYUP, you will get 15% off your purchase at RighteousFelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon jerky.
That is right, lads and lasses, whoever you are, watch this show. Use the promo code BELLYUP in all caps for 15% off your order of various jerky flavors at RighteousFelon.com.
Oh man, delicious. I've had the jerky before, specifically the beef sticks though. Thank you, Ryan, because he bet against me in our Olympic bet, so I got some. And also they've got dog treats. If you've got a pet at home, I spent some time watching my dog nephew, the little Pickles, and he was here. And he loves these things. Every time if I even start going down the hall towards the closet where they are, he goes nuts. So if you got a furry friend, they've got dog treats for you as well.
I wonder if they have cat stuff.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. They need to expand their horizon to the cat area.
Yeah. Donut needs some snacks.
Donut has catnip treats, but I'm sure she would love the Righteous Felon treat.
And Cat Meowington Wilson. Okay.
What a great name for a cat.
It is. And so I can't lay claim to that. Okay. I can't do that.
Wilson, I'm sure, has full superiority complex in that regard. Yes, RighteousFelon.com, 50% off your order using the promo code BELLYUP in all caps. Dustin, do you have a music selection in that regard.
I do.
So,
and
with that being said, we need to. I can't speak. Words are hard. We do need to go to our new segment of Dustin's Jukebox. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Dustin's Jukebox, our weekly music segment that is new on this program. So, Dustin, what do you got for us?
Well, originally, candidly, I was going to pick a different song that I just heard, and it really had an impact on me. But with Ozzy Osbourne, unfortunately, passing away this week, it's going to be Ozzy themed. I mean, come on, it's got to do it. But I've already talked about a couple of the picks that I would have because Kevin had a great idea for No Creds with plate walk-up songs, and I used a couple of my picks there. So I'm not going to repeat them there. I picked a different tune, all right? A different tune. So, but go check out Over the Mountain if you haven't yet. And also Mr. Crowley is one of my favorite Ozzy songs, period.
Yeah.
I love both of the guitar solos in there. But what I'm picking now is a song that I used to listen to an unreasonable amount before school, in high school. This is I Just Want You. It's a little bit of a different sound for Ozzy, a little more ballady, but I like some of the lyrics in this song. Go check it out. It's got a message, and as always, it's got Ozzy's signature voice in there. I will continue to say it on any opportunity I can. When Ozzy opened his mouth to sing, you knew it was Ozzy. His voice was a one of a kind, and he may have lost movement of his body as he got older and was diagnosed with Parkinson's, but he did not lose that voice. That voice, as of a couple of weeks ago, was as powerful as ever.
Yep.
But I Just Want You. Go check it out. It's a good one.
That was Dustin's Jukebox?
Woohoo!
Yes, it was. I just sent you guys in the group chat a video from our friend Hawkamania. Not to be confused with Hulkamania, but it's of one of our outside linebackers in Derek Hall. And good Lord, that man is huge. Kevin, do you have it on there?
I saw that I didn't see it yet. So
go check it out, guys. Go check it out. He is a giant. I'm sure he could crush me with his bare hands.
Oh, I have no doubt about that.
Wow. Okay.
He's huge.
Okay, so before we get into our top, there's a couple, and I know we don't know what brief means on this show.
No, we do not.
Yeah, but there's a couple things I wanted to. Did you see that that they're going to unveil this rivalry jersey?
I'm curious to what those jerseys are exactly.
I'm a little worried about this because I was never a fan of that neon. Turn off the lights and you can see it from space.
The frog jerseys.
I like those ones.
So December 18th on Thursday is when they're going to have that. And
against the Rams, right?
Against the Rams.
Yep.
And also, did you happen to know there was an off-season series by The Noise that chronicled the Seahawks off-season?
No, I didn't.
I was not aware of this, but it's on Seahawks.com and also on YouTube. Might be worth looking into. And let's see, 3 players are on Pro Football's top 100.
All right.
Of the Seahawks. 78's Devin Witherspoon. 55 is Julian Love. And 25 is Leonard Williams.
Oh, man.
The only 3 Seahawks that made the list.
How JSN didn't make that list, I don't know.
That's absolute wonder about that. So I just thought I would throw that out there. And also ESPN predicted that the Seahawks would finish in last.
Hold on, we'll get to that. I know where you're going.
So there's a clip. Okay, Okay.
Hold on. We have an entire list we got to get to, Kevin. Before, because that's
So one last question.
Okay, go for it.
What Seahawk is under the most pressure in camp this year?
Sam.
Yeah, it's Sam Darnold. Easy
It's
for
Sam.
me.
Easy.
Okay, so that's not so easy. I'd say it's Rig Woolen.
Oh, okay.
He's come up in trade discussions weirdly enough for some reason. I don't know why, but he really has. So we do need to go over to our countdown list.
Okay, so I'm out now. So go ahead.
Yes. Box. I'm just kidding. We do need to go to our top 12 Seahawks in franchise history because the team did release the 50th anniversary roster or the 50th anniversary team, whatever.
Yes.
It was whatever, the top 50 Seahawks of all time. So, in honor of the 12th man tradition, we will review our top 12 Seahawks of all time. And do you guys have your list out? Because I got mine right here.
It's right here. I'm ready to roll.
All right.
I mean, I've got mine, but I have to say I did it differently. I went with some of my favorites, and I went by the no creds rule, where if I didn't see them play, I didn't put them on it. But I was summarily dismissed for that. So
that's right.
Yes.
But what are we? Are we going to come up with a consensus top 12 between a combination of all our lists? Or how are we going to do this?
That could be something that could be, we could put that out later after we're done here.
We could. Yeah. So I'm going to go first. We're going to go from 12 to 1.
Okay.
So number 12, I have a tie. It's the first two quarterbacks in franchise history.
Okay.
Jim Zorn and Dave Craig.
That works. I mean, Jim Zorn coming in at number 12 for me. I got no problem. I mean, he's got to be on the list. He started it all. He did.
Kevin, what do you think?
I have, I haven't got to my list, but he's number 12 on my list as well.
Dustin, who's your number 12?
You know what? I'll put Jim Zorn on there too. We'll do a consensus. Jim Zorn, number 12. He starts it off. It's fitting.
All right. Number 11, I have the 2005 NFL MVP, Sean Alexander.
He's higher on my list.
He's higher on my list as well.
All right. I'll explain why.
Okay.
Sean Alexander, for a 5-year period from 2001 to 2005, was on fire. Mm-hmm. You could not stop this man. I think he had like 74 or 80 touchdowns in a 5-year stretch. Insane statistical numbers.
Mm-hmm.
He had his 2001 season. He had like 18 touchdowns and like 1,500 yards rushing, and then 2005, almost 2,000 yards rushing, and he had the then NFL record 28 touchdowns, total touchdowns, which was insane. On his way to an MVP season.
Right, absolutely.
Kevin, who's your number 11?
My number 11, I went with Richard Sherman in this spot, and he delivered one of the signature plays that got the Seahawks to the Super Bowl. And
tip drill.
Absolutely. So, and he was a solid player, and maybe he didn't know how to keep his mouth closed.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about play on the field, I got Richard Sherman at number 11.
Dustin?
Number 11 for me is Chad Brown. I love Chad Brown. I always love the way that he played, and he's on the team list. I think people forget there's two distinct eras of Seahawks that people remember. They remember Largent, they remember Zorn, they remember Dave Craig and Kenny Easley and that kind of whole. Then you got the new era of Seahawk. You got Russell Wilson, you got Richard Sherman, you got Earl Thomas, you got that whole thing. I think there's an era in between, which I have a special place in my heart for, that people forget. And you're gonna see it when you get to my number 2 on the list. I didn't forget this era. The era, and I think you're gonna, the 90s, the late 90s, early 2000s specifically for me. I think you're gonna see some of the picks. You're going to see it reflected in some of my picks. So I have Chad Brown at my number 11. I love number 94. Love Chad Brown.
Number 10, I have Matt Hasselbeck.
Okay.
Hasselbeck. Well, I also grew up in that era.
Yes.
Of the Holmgren era. So like Hasselbeck to me was, there was this one they played the Cowboys in like 2004 on a Monday night game where Vinny Testaverde was the Cowboys quarterback. And
man,
he proceeded to Matt went off.
Yep.
On that day. They lost that game, but they went off on that game on the Cowboys. It's just Hasselbeck was also my first introduction into the Seahawk football at that time. So,
well, and I'm comfortable putting him at number 10 because that was where I struggled. I didn't know where to put Matt Hasselbeck on this list. I knew that he had to be on the list because I think Matt Hasselbeck, underrated quarterback, and people want to make fun of him for the "we want the ball, we're going to score."
Jesus.
But that was when the Seahawks were starting to take that division. You could see it. They were going to take it from the Rams. It was happening. And Matt Hasselbeck, I will use a quote from his former teammate, Trent Dilfer, because it kind of makes sense to me. He said, if the game matches Matt Hasselbeck's eye, he will carve you up. And we saw what he could do. We saw what he could do.
Kevin, who's your number 10?
I'm in absolute agreement. I have Matt Hasselbeck at number 10 as well. And so I'm right there with you. Delivered them to a Super Bowl. And as Dustin, as you said, if they hadn't gotten cheated, maybe they win a Super Bowl almost 10 years earlier.
Maybe they do.
Number 9, I have Bobby Wagner.
Bobby's higher on my list.
Lockstep.
Hold on.
Wow, okay.
Step.
Really?
Yep, because I've got him at number 9 as well.
All right. Dustin?
He's higher on my list. I put Bobby Wagner all the way now. Granted, I was doing this list as my personal favorite Seahawk. I had to, but I had Bobby in the top 4 because I feel like that's how good he was and that's how much he means to this team. And he's still playing at a high level, but he was, in a lot of ways, he was the leader and the tone setter of that defense when they had a lot of quote unquote lead dogs on it. He set the tone. He's a tackling machine. He could make a tackle right now. I convinced that we wake Bobby Wagner up and he could just tackle
linebacker.
yeah, but I mean, I put him probably too high, so I'm willing to acquiesce to you guys and put him in at number 9. That works for me. But he's on the list, no question.
Number 8, I have I kind of cheated with number 8. I have the entire Legion of Boom on here.
Oh, all right. That's
cheating. That's absolutely.
I was cheating a little bit, but
that's cheating a lot of it.
I had I didn't know who to pick. I was undecided because I wanted to put all three of them on their own individual spot.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought of I loved the story of Jim Zorn and with Steve Large, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's have some fun here. So I have Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, and Cam Chancellor all at number 8. I couldn't decide. I really couldn't decide.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I decided because at number 8, I've got Marshawn Lynch.
He's higher on my list.
He's higher for me as well.
Beast mode, and and if you're good enough to have that be said by you in a movie, okay, he's quality. That's just quality right there. So
his run with the Seahawks was as good as anybody.
That's the signature play in Seahawks history.
The Beast Quake. Who's your number 8, Dustin?
Number 8. Again, I did a little differently, but number 8 for me was Max Strong because I really feel that Max Strong was an integral piece to those Sean Alexander years that kind of gets forgotten about. And his career, he could have kept playing, but it got cut by injury and also cut short by injury, neck injury, I believe. And he's a great fullback. Great fullback, and like I said,
also could run. He could run too.
Yes, and I just feel like he was kind of the forgotten man in those Sean Alexander years. But so that's who I had at my number 8. But looking back at it, I would probably put Oh, geez. Well, no, because I want to put people higher. I don't know. I think I would slot Hutch in at number 8. I don't know. It's just so hard. It's so hard. But I would slot probably Hutchinson in at number 8 if you had to if I had to do it over again. But I just love Max Strong so much. But like I said, initially I started this out with my personal favorites of this list, and I had to. So it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. I'm making real-time revisions here, people.
Number 7, I have a guy who unofficially has 115 and a half sacks and is amazingly not in the Hall of Fame. Jacob Green.
Oh man.
Wow. Okay. That's a great choice right there.
Kevin, who's your number 7?
Number 7, that's where I have Sean Alexander.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a good pick.
Dustin?
Number 7 for me, Earl Thomas. I think Earl Thomas's tenure with the Seahawks gets soured by the way that it ended. Mm-hmm. But similarly, we cannot forget how good Earl was at cleaning things up.
Earl, before he broke his leg, the first time, best safety by far in the last 20 years.
Yep.
Only Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu even come close.
Yeah.
That's how good Earl was.
People forget because he went sideways at the end of his career a little bit, his time in Baltimore, flipping off the sideline. But people forget how great Earl Thomas was. It can't be understated. And he was drafted by the Jim Mora regime. Okay. So he really was there for the start of it all. Coming out of Texas, and he was much similar to Bobby Wagner. He was a tone setter.
That is not true, actually.
What? I thought
he is one of Jim Mora was around in 2009. Earl Thomas was one of 2 first-round picks in 2010.
Okay.
First year of the Carroll tenure, he was one of the 2 first-round picks, along with left tackle Russell Okung.
All right, so I misremembered the coach at that time, but he was picked 9th overall, I believe, as safety out of Texas.
He was. You are correct in that regard. And Russell Okung was picked, I think, 6 picks later at number 15.
Yeah.
Number 6, I have Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch.
Okay, no arguments here.
Number 6 for Kevin?
Well, I have him. I just had him earlier at number 8. Yeah. At number 6, I've got Steve Hutchinson, who, is one of the great offensive guards of all time. Hall of Fame player.
Hall of Famer.
And he did much of that when he was on the Seahawks. I know he did some of that, when he was on Minnesota. But the large, part that the large lifting he did was on the Seahawks, and this guy was just a mountain. He was just there, and he couldn't move.
Yeah.
So therefore, I've got him at number 6.
Number 6 for Dustin.
Number 6. Here's one where I didn't know where to put him, but based on some other things, I was like, you know what? Russ comes in at number 6 for me.
Okay.
Russ comes in. He's above Hasselbeck for sure. Absolutely. And Russ, without question, is the best quarterback in Seahawks history. But for me, he comes in at number 6 because I've got people on the list higher that bigger contributions in my opinion.
Number 5, I have 1984 Defensive Player of the Year, the enforcer himself, Kenny Easley. And Hall of Famer, by the way, Kenny Easley. I should have mentioned that too. Recently inducted into the Hall of Fame too.
Yes, and he is one of the reasons that Russell is number 6 on my list. I have him at number 5 as well. I'm curious to see where he falls on Kevin's list.
Well, he's higher on my list. We'll get into that in a minute. And so at number 5, I've got Russell Wilson. That's where I put him.
Okay.
And he may well be a Hall of Famer someday. That's a discussion for another day. But the guys that I have above him are all Hall of Famers. And so that was my reasoning to put him at number 5. And I didn't want to get accused, and I put him high enough because he was a Wilson and all that other stuff. So, so number 5 is where I slotted in Russell Wilson.
I got him at 4. He's on the Mount Rushmore for me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Russell Wilson is on the Mount Rushmore for me.
It's
He's number
not an
four.
unfortunately.
That's not.
It's not an
That's
unfortunate.
Well,
easily.
there's some Seahawk fans that will argue and be like, Russell Wilson doesn't deserve to be in the top 10. I'm like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah. Stop that. That's easily defended.
Yes. Easily.
Easily.
Number 4 for Kevin.
Number 4. That's where Kenny easily slots in.
That's fair.
And he might have slotted in even higher if it hadn't been for his, the kidney issues that he had.
Yes.
Because this guy was look at Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And
he played 6 years and was in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, like I said, who knows how much longer he could have played if he didn't have that issue. And he was absolutely solid back there. So he is an easy number 4 in my book.
Correct. Dustin, who is your first member of the Mount Rushmore?
All right. For me, and it's only because he has the signature play in Seahawk history. I said that he was higher on my list, and people may call me absurd. But this is where I slotted Marshawn Lynch, just because of his impact on the city of Seattle, what he meant to that team, especially when Russell Wilson was a rookie, the power that he ran with, the memory. This is where I put the new era. This is my big. I mean, that acquisition. It can't be overstated how crazy that acquisition was.
Greatest trade in franchise history.
Yes. And so I think Marshawn, although I don't know if he will have enough to make the Hall of Fame, because his time in Buffalo and his time with the Raiders his run with the Seahawks, he was as integral as anything. So I surprised myself with the list, but I have Marshawn at number 4.
Number 3, I have 1992 Defensive Player of the Year, Cortez Kennedy.
That's where Tez is on my list as well.
As
Hall of
mine
Famer,
is.
too, by the way.
Yeah.
He's not number 3 on my list, but he's certainly there.
Number 2, very good argument for.
Hold on. We didn't do number 3 for me.
Oh, number 3 for you?
Number 3,
I forgot. Sorry.
Number 3 checks Walter Jones checks in right here.
Yep.
And, one of the greatest offensive tackles ever.
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Famer.
Yep.
And so he helped us. There's been a lot of running backs on the Seahawks down through history, and he was certainly one of the reasons why that was true.
Oh, yeah. Justin Forsett has him to thank. A lot of people have him to thank for the runs that they have. And I guess I'll lead off here in saying that Walter Jones is my number 2. Walter Jones was a pillar. You could say a lot about Mike Holmgren's draft record. They brought in Tim Ruskell originally, because Mike Holmgren wasn't getting it done. He thought he could do GM and coach, couldn't do both. But there was a couple picks where Mike Holmgren nailed it, and Walter Jones is one. Walter Jones is a pillar. I remember there was NFL executives that said, if I am picking one player to draft and build my team around, it's Walter Jones. I don't think people remember how great Walter Jones was because, like I said, we have a lot of new Seahawks fans. We have a lot of Seahawks, and I'm not throwing shade. We have a lot of Seahawk fans whose tenure started with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom.
And they're welcome on the bus. Absolutely.
Yes, they are welcome.
Yep.
However,
by the way, Walter Jones, to cut you off, Jones played the Seahawks in over 180 games in Walter Jones' tenure. Walter Jones only gave up 23 sacks.
Yes, that is it.
And was only penalized for holding calls 9 times.
Yep.
9 times.
He could manhandle people. He was moving people, and some Seahawk fans might want to grumble. I have a big because of his game. What?
Are you thinking of the 2005 NFC Championship where he was faster than Sean?
Yes. And the thing was, he was a freak athlete, and people used to grumble, why is he holding out? Why is he holding out? Why isn't he working out with the team? Because he's working out in Alabama moving Escalades, okay? Fine.
That's true. That's true. He got screwed over by the team a few times.
Yes.
But undeniably, you can make. He's number 2 on my list.
Yeah.
Number 2, I got a different guy, but he's number 3 on mine. So
who's your number 2?
Number 2 is Cortez Kennedy.
That's a very good argument.
Yeah.
Okay, and my argument would be he was the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year for a team that won 2 games.
1992. Yep.
Yeah,
2 games. Do you know how dominant you have to be noticed on a 2-win team to begin with?
By the way, by the way, proves that J.J. Watt was robbed of MVP in 2014.
Oh, yeah.
Robbed of MVP. J.J. Watt had 20 and a half sacks in 2014. He had 5 total touchdowns. The Texans didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they gave the MVP to Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. If you want absolute bolt BS, whatever you want to call it, J.J. Watt deserved the MVP. He should have been the 3rd defensive player in history to win the NFL MVP. Should have been. Absolutely should have been.
Yeah. So if you want to dial 1-800-BULLCRAP. There you have it.
Yep.
So a story to go with a story about fantasy football to go with that. Okay, I was in a league in 2014, that year that you just mentioned, and it was an IDP league, individual defensive player. That's what that means.
You picked JJ.
I did not pick JJ.
Oh my
God. There was somebody that picked JJ Watt 2nd overall. And the chat lit him up. They're like, why are you drafting a defensive player with your 2nd overall pick? What are you doing? That guy won the league because J.J. Watt was so dominant on defense.
Are we going to
I would make the argument that it's great that he had him.
Yeah.
But the argument still would have been he could have got him later in the draft.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Probably,
I mean, we were lighting him up. We were lighting him up for sure, but you can't argue
worked
with the
out,
result.
but he still could have got him later in the draft.
Oh, for
Hall
sure.
of Famer, absolutely. If J.J. Watt had won the NFL MVP in 2014, there's a very good argument he is top 5 defensive player of all time.
Yeah, he's a game wrecker for sure.
Very good argument.
As was Tez, because your point.
That's
Kevin,
right. Yeah, that wasn't the only season that he was a dominant player.
Are we all in agreement
the
here?
fact that he's in the Hall of Fame, proves that.
Are we in agreement for number 1?
Yeah, it has to be.
Largent.
If your list doesn't have Steve Largent at number 1, it's a garbage list.
Steve Largent was the Seahawks.
He was the first Seahawk, number 1.
Undrafted, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, he was the Seahawks' first expansion draft selection.
Yes, he was.
From the at the time the Houston Oilers.
Yep, the Houston Oilers, and it was because
pick. I don't know why Houston. What their problem was.
Because
they exposed him to the expansion draft.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because when Steve Largent made the team in Houston, he was nervous. He was nervous, and he was so stressed out about making the team. He's like, I got a family to support. I've watched his football life many times. And one of his college coaches was on the Oilers staff. And Steve Largent played so bad by his own admission. He was dropping passes. He couldn't do anything. People were coming up to Jerry. I forget his last name, but people were coming up to him and saying, "This is your guy. This is the guy that you rallied so hard for us to go get. He's not catching anything." And Jerry's the one that pulled him aside and said, "Steve, you made the team. What is your problem?" He's like, "I can't sleep. I'm worried about not making the team." So he said, "You've made the team." But the Texans, Oilers, he did not have a good tenure with the Oilers, which is why they thought they could let him go. And even his first spring training with the Seahawks, that he was worried, and they said, "Steve, you've made the team. You're all right." And then that's when he took off. So and became what he is.
Yoda. He became Yoda. That was his nickname.
Yoda, was at the time when he retired, he was the leader in catches, yards, and touchdowns.
You can make a very good argument that Steve Largent is the 3rd best receiver to ever play this game.
I would not argue with that,
Yeah.
You can be
Because that was at a time where they only played 14 games.
Yep.
It was at a time where they didn't throw for 5,000 yards.
Yeah, it was a different game.
It was a different game, and I saw a list because they had the top 10 receivers of all time, and I see that, and I always think, well, Jim Zorn's not going to be anywhere on it, but he was number 9, which I was glad to see at least that.
Largent, you mean?
Yeah, Largent was number 9 on the list out of top 10 receivers of all time. I would make an argument he should be higher, as you just said. I was glad to see he was at least on the list because I've seen plenty of lists where Steve Largent was nowhere to be found.
I got a trivia
and that's
question
a travesty.
I got a trivia question for you guys. So, who Steve Largent broke at the time the NFL's all-time receiving touchdowns record? Who was the previous holder of that record before Largent? Take a wild guess. You're never going to get it. You're never going to get it.
Never.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Former Green Bay Packers great Don Hudson.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
In the
and that's the record that's crazy in and of itself because that's been back in the 60s. Where
that was in the 50s.
The 50s. I'm sorry. That's where they ran the football, 8 times out of 10.
Don Hudson had 99 touchdowns in the 50s.
Wow.
In the 50s. And Largent broke it with 100.
Exactly 100. That's right.
In 1985. Yep.
Exactly 100.
In 1985. Yep. He broke that record. But you can. I'm pretty sure Dustin's fact checking me on this one.
No, I'm not fact checking you. I'm typing something into the.
Well, we will get to BS of the week in a matter of seconds, but you could also make an argument for Walter Jones, the greatest offensive lineman to ever play the game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, and he's protecting. He was protecting most quarterbacks blind side. As it's cliche. In the in that movie, that Disney-fied movie, as Ryan would say, but is true. He's protecting the side where the quarterback cannot see what is coming. That is the most valuable thing to protect.
That's right. You can make an argument that's the number 2 most important position on a football team.
We will get to BS of the week in a second, but yes, Dustin, keep going.
And also, to go along with Kevin's argument about Steve Largent, the only thing that you need to know is Jerry Rice is probably the consensus of the greatest wide receiver to play the game.
Yep.
You know who Jerry Rice says is one of the greatest receivers to ever play the game and the best pure route runner and the person that he studied? Steve Largent.
Yep.
Okay.
Before we get to BS of the week, we do need to hit one more advertising break. And so, Ryan, with that being said, take it away because this show ain't free.
This show ain't free. So time for some ads.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
I'm the only one here? There he is. What happened? What'd you do?
I don't know. I hit a button, and then
Kevin left the room for some reason. He was like, what happened?
I was banished to outer space or something. I don't know what's going on.
Banished to the shadow realm. we got wait for Dustin can wait. It's fine. Dustin left the room. He had to.
He left the room altogether. Wow. Okay.
He left the room altogether. Wow, this is great. Oh,
okay.
How's the weather down there, Kevin? There he is. There's Dustin. Dustin, we were talking smack. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you probably are. I thought I could make it during the ad.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I almost came out. I almost fell. If anyone could see it, I was trying to get back quick. I almost fell.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Save the legs, all right?
With that being said, we have to go to our new favorite segment. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for BS of the Week. So this week's edition of BS of the Week takes us all across the national sports media. ESPN, CBS Sports, Pro Football Focus, you name it, it's on there. The Seattle Seahawks are being ranked to win 5 games this season, which leads to where Kevin was trying to get to 20 minutes ago.
Kevin's mad.
Kevin's mad. So, yeah, a lot of people, USA Today is saying the Seahawks are going to win 4 games. ESPN is saying they're going to win 5. Our friends over U-Steam are saying they're going to win 6. I'm like, first of all, this is a team that, despite winning 10 games last season, 2024, had to wait to the 38th tiebreaker in a row for the Rams to win their division. Now people are saying the Rams are going to win 13 games. Get out of here.
Yeah. Get out of there. Get
out of here.
Just shut the pie hole. Okay.
What a hockey reference in there. Kevin is just references for everything.
Yes.
But let me just say, because I've seen a whole bunch of those where they're going to win 5 games, but the responses to those have been pretty gratifying because people are coming to the Seahawks defense.
Yup.
And so, I appreciate the Seahawk faithful out there who are defending this team. And shout out to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many games the Seahawks will win this year. I don't have a hard and fast number, but it's going to be more than 4 or 5 games based on the strength of the defense and if the running game pans out the way that we hope.
It will.
One way or the other.
Then they have the ability to win more than 4 or 5 games. I mean, you think that somebody was saying that they were predicted to finish last in the NFL?
Yeah.
You think
ESPN said that.
No, that you think that the Saints are finishing in front of the Seahawks this
Come
year?
on,
I'm sorry, Saints fans.
Stop
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't even know who your quarterback's going to be.
Yeah.
No,
stop it. Please stop it.
So, I mean, I think on defense alone, the Seahawks have the ability to win at least 7 games just based on their defense, to say nothing of what the offense does.
Right. And I know that we started off way back where, the Seahawks were like, what are you doing? Why are you dismantling the team? But they've actually improved that to me in every area. They improved at quarterback. Okay. And I don't know if you saw this, DK Metcalf over in Pittsburgh, not having a good camp.
Not having a good camp at all.
Okay. So they have improved at wide receiver. Okay.
All right.
And they made the choice at number 1 that they needed to make of the offensive line. And you add in Imanuri and you add in, Arroyo, and they add all those guys. Justin Milroe, they had a fabulous draft. So this 4 or 5 wins, you are absolute nonsense with that.
Yep. It's just
it's aggravating. It's
aggravating. It is aggravating because the Seahawks haven't, last few years, I guess you could argue that they haven't helped themselves.
Yeah.
But even back when, they were a winning franchise, I still don't think that they've got, what they deserved. They should have. And I know they're clear up there in Seattle, and most people on the East Coast probably don't even know where that is. Okay? But still.
Unbelievable.
Still, 4 wins, get out of here.
Out of your mind. You know what? ESPN, you just got sent to the penalty box.
Well, and I think what they're doing is they're looking at 2 factors. Okay, in their eyes, the receivers have been a downgrade.
Okay.
I will say based on what could happen, they could be right about that.
No, they could be right.
They could be right.
Okay.
But their only other thing they're looking at is the health of Kenneth Walker and Sam Darnold at quarterback.
One player
the
does
only
not
thing they're
make
looking at. Yes.
One player does not make an entire team.
Yes.
So I will call out our esteemed friend and esteemed Rams fan, Jack, who said on this show, not this show, but the other show,
on the show on the network,
that they would win 5 games, the Seahawks. And I had to tell him, and be like, why? And he said, Sam Darnold. I'm like, one player does not make an entire team. And the reason why the Patriots broke that entire argument when Tom Brady got suspended. Yep. When Tom Brady was suspended in 2016, we all thought the Patriots were going to fall off a cliff. They're going to win. They were still going to win their 10 games, but they weren't going to win their first 4 games of the year when Brady was suspended. Mm-hmm. Say what you want about the suspension. He was still suspended. When the Patriots won with Jimmy Garoppolo, they started the season 3-1, went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl the whole way with Tom Brady starting the remaining 12 games. That argument was debunked.
You could also go back into earlier in the Patriots' tenure when Tom Brady was injured. They still won 10 games with Matt Castle at quarterback.
Yes,
that's right.
They won 11 games.
And you beat me to the punch on that one, Dustin. So yeah.
Here's another one. Nick Foles. Nick Foles won the Eagles a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Nick Foles, both quarterbacks, Carson Wentz, who was the front runner for the MVP at that time, before he tore his ACL, ironically against the Rams. Nick Foles took over, struggled a bit, but the Eagles still won games and they won the Super Bowl that year. Okay? That argument of one quarterback does not make a team is bullcrap.
Yeah.
Absolute bullcrap.
And that's the only thing. And again, I'll say it again, and this is not meant to throw shades, but Derek Carr retired. The Saints don't know who their quarterback is going to be. And
they don't know who he is to this minute.
And I would take Sam Darnold over whoever the Saints get to start. I would also.
I would take all 3 of us over whoever the Saints are getting ready to start.
And I'm going to throw some shade a little bit, I guess, at somebody who made Dan's Seahawk Mount Rushmore. You think that the New York Giants, as presently constructed, are going to be able to win more games than the Seahawks? I don't. I'm sorry. And Russ has been named QB1 to start the season for the New York Giants, and I hope he does well. Yes,
I do as well. I have no ill. How could you have any ill will if you're a Seahawk fan towards him?
But that a lot of people do. A lot of people.
I know a lot of people do, and there were legitimate reasons why at the end there and his whole attitude and all that stuff. Yeah. But still, we have a Super Bowl because of Russell Wilson
and the defense. We did a whole show
and the defense.
Yes, we did.
We don't need to get into all that, but
we did. But I do want to take it back. I do want to take it back a little bit to something you said earlier in the show, Dan, and this kind of has to do with what ESPN has predicted, right? You said that because of how Jalen Milroe has looked in camp and in practice early, you said you think that we could see him start earlier than we think.
Maybe.
And you said, so if you had to, so let's say hypothetically, and I hope this doesn't happen, but let's say hypothetically that Sam Darnold goes sideways and things do not work out this year with the Sam Darnold signing. Do you think that Jalen Milroe has a shot to be the starter next year, or were you thinking that even there's a possibility that in season he could start at some point?
Well, what we have known about Coach McDonald is that he's willing to adjust mid-game. Yeah. He's willing to make a drastic adjustment mid-game, and that's smart on his part. It's hard to say because we don't know what goes on in that building. They keep everything tight.
Yeah,
they keep everything tight.
Which is totally understandable, and that's the issue that we have right now with pro football, because in exhibition games, nobody that's a starter is going to get any time.
Yep, we don't know. We have no idea what's going to go on.
We have no idea really what kind of offense they're going to run, who's going to run it, and any of that, because they just don't play in exhibition games anymore.
We're just schmucks behind a microphone. We have no idea what we're talking about. It's Dinner for Schmucks. That's a great movie. That's a great movie. So, any final thoughts before we close up shop for the day, lads?
Everybody have a great Saturday. This is going to be a great day. It's already started as a great day, so we're just going to keep on rolling.
It's hot up here.
Yeah, it's hot.
Well, I'm in Texas, so that's all relative down here. So
okay,
I'm about to go move a bunch of furniture. I got a heavy item pickup day scheduled for Monday. I have to have everything out to the curb by 6 a.m. For No Creds listeners and people that have listened to this show, I finally figured out what to do with my collapsed picnic table. It's at the curb. It's out there.
Wow.
I moved it by myself last night. It was a little messy, but I got it done. I got more things in the basement. I don't know how I'm going to get it out of there, and I'm going to be in Massachusetts later today watching a concert.
Hey, there we go.
Which a final thought for you gentlemen. I got an email. This is an outdoor concert in Massachusetts. It's at Mass Mocha. I'm going to call them out a little bit, though. They said no blankets, no chairs. I'm like, what is this? I got to stand in the grass? I got to drive 90 minutes plus to stand in the grass? I don't understand this.
Hold on. Where's that sound?
Why? Because them. That's why.
Unbelievable.
I'll keep my reaction muted.
keep that Texas toilet mount to yourself, Kevin. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you can find the show wherever you get your podcasts on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. You can find Dustin's show, No Credentials Required. You can find wherever you get your podcasts. Kevin's show, the Bell Up Fantasy Shows, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, his articles at bellyupsports.com. My name is Dan Cruz. I'm coming to you from the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York. We will see you all in this life, and most certainly the next one. Cheers, everyone.
Subscribe to the Time to BS feed.
That's right. That's right.
Please get us out there.
That's right. Hit the button. You can do it.
And don't kick the bucket. Anyway, laters.
No.